Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reviews where today we're going to be checking out a track from an act named Constantin titled Black and Blue. And if we switch over to here, my understanding, we're going to be looking at the music video today. My understanding is that this is the first original track from Constantin and it features Emma Brunette as the vocalist, with Constantin having done the lyrics and created the vocal melodies and such. And Vladimir Berry was involved with as like a co-producer working on the foundation of the music and stuff like that. And also, you know, it covers some like a solo section of some kind later on. So we're going to listen through this track from start to finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Great call and response. I should also mention while I remember that this is apparently a tribute to Amy Winehouse.
Soaring so high, reaching dizzying heights. With raccoon eyes and a beehive dew, bittersweet songs, so black and blue, from a heart that was broken.
I mean, the composition is exquisite. There's so much going on, so much to fill in the space without it being overwhelming. Great extension to the sax solo, man. I mean, like, it's delivered in such a pretty way, with the vocal tones and the way everything's put together being really gorgeous, but the message, you know, what was it? Like bittersweet songs served black and blue. Like that's heavy, man.
Oh, baby, don't how we miss you. Oh, we miss you.
Yeah, I have to admit, you know, like, I was a teenager when Amy Winehouse was making music, releasing a lot of it, and it was incredibly sad when she passed away. Music from Vladimir Berry, vocals Emma Brunette, and lyrics by Constantin Derekas. I'm not mispronouncing that. It was incredible, really. It is bittersweet because he had such phenomenal music, but, you know, at what cost? And welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Constantin Derekas, you know, with Vladimir Berry and Emma Brunette, titled Black and Blue. Now, what do I think this track is about? I think this is about the journey of Amy Winehouse through her career and, you know, the start to the end of it and how things spiraled and the fact no matter how much Amy got pushed and she still kept performing until the end. And when you think about what we understand of what Amy had to deal with, I think it was incredible that she managed to get through that at all. And so, you know, while I wish it had never happened to her, I'm nonetheless grateful for the music that she released that we have today. And I think that this tribute at least from a storytelling perspective, bittersweet songs served black and blue. Like that is really good lyricism. I'm happy with how it's been described. There was a lot of other good stuff as well, but that's the thing that's going to be in my mind. And I think for that to be the hook line to hit like that was exactly how it needed to be done. As a tribute, I think it was fitting. I think that Emma's vocal style suited it really well. We weren't trying to be Amy Winehouse, which I think was a smart move. We were still kind of sort of be our own, but the music kind of did remind me of some of like Amy Winehouse's material. I think that Emma managed to keep a clear identity, whilst also exploring a similar kind of like great control of the head and chest voice, wonderful work with legatos and vibratos, and there were interesting harmonies as well, going to the mid to high range there. It was like we were showing a lot of humility while simultaneously showing what we were capable of as a singer, and that's a very difficult medium or equilibrium to grasp, but we managed to accomplish that. I think we served it in a way which is very classy and sophisticated, and I'm genuinely happy with how things were done. I don't think you could have improved the vocals in any way, shape, or form that would have made it more meaningful or, to the listening experience or to the audience. With that out of the way, I think with the way the lyrics and the vocals being done matching, that was very good. It's the track itself. We had keys, we had bass, we had guitars, we had drums, and we had saxophones. Now, as I understand it, Vladimir Berry did the saxophone for the track. It was a phenomenal voicing there. I like the call and response we had initially, and then like just an extension of the kind of replacement vocal phrasing on that lead there. The track had, verse sections and chorus sections, and it was very quick. It was well within a 2 to 4 minute sweet spot there, so we weren't overstaying our welcome. There was absolutely no filler. We thoroughly explored the various instruments we had on display there, including the saxophone, which showed a really good understanding of those jazzy intonations there, with a really good understanding of both the scale shapes and modes and theory, but also a sense of like quiet, mellow charisma that emanated from. I don't know if charisma is the right word, but it had a really great sort of personality the way that we were doing the saxophone. So it had life to it. Now, which I think if you had gone to sort of like dour with the delivery there would have maybe made it a little bit sort of too depressing to listen to, if you know what I mean. That the lyrics and the situation we're describing was sad enough alone. The bass was nice and full and sounded like it was recorded in the 70s, had a fantastic fullness and warmth to it, which emanated whether it was doing the root notes or exploring some counter rhythms there. The drums were nice and tight. Fantastic use of the main sort of, kick, snare, and cymbal parts there. I'd have to listen again to sort of confirm if there were fills there, but I think predominant sort of grooves of the 8th and 16th and a bit of swing in there was exactly what we needed. The guitars on the sides there were subtle, and I think they allowed a lot of space for like the keys to flourish in their mid to high range there. We had some extensions with the bars there. They were very nice and crisp, and altogether I think they found a resonance there which was very satisfying to listen to. The track was short enough for us to not need to kind of simplify one element or like overcomplicate another in order for there to be continued retention. We had a similar amount going on for a lot of it with the various instruments being involved there, but it never, like some stuff got taken away and added back occasionally, and obviously, the saxophone solo was a solo there that came in for its part and then kind of like, did its thing. But ultimately, I think it was short enough to where we could get away with the fullness of the composition combined with Emma's vocals. And there were no weak notes or uncomfortable passages, though. No weird sort of chromatics or accidentals or anything like that. Ultimately, it was, again, a very sort of mature composition that I think had a similarity to the kind of stuff that Amy used to make, was not trying to be Amy. And I think it was a very fitting tribute. The theme was contemplative and introspective and reminded us, I suppose, that it's okay, even if we don't necessarily want to over-emote the feelings that we have towards someone dear that we lost, it's still okay to feel like that. And it's clear that this was a passion project for everyone involved, and as well as indicative of there being a potential career for everyone involved, because I think that it was absolutely commercial grade in general with the way that it sounded and was performed, not out of place. The studio recording, mixing and mastering, bearing in mind how busy the composition was at times, was phenomenal. There was great spacing in the stereo field for elements. Things were nicely niched and filtered and EQ'd in the frequency spectrum, with there being no sort of rollovers or uncomfortable parts there either. The vocals had a great clarity to them, regardless of whether they're in that mid or their head voice in the higher range there, and the harmonies were stacked really elegantly and efficiently. The replacement for with the sax coming in and the call and responses and such, things weren't the same loudness all the time in regards to post-production. Part of that was due to the fact there was also sufficient dynamic range. So even though there's quite a lot going on, there was still dimensionality to the mix, which I'm also thankful for. It was nice and loud without pumping, so the bus compression was handled. Everything was handled. I just think that we had some incredible recorded takes here. Again, shout out to Emma and Vladimir for their work on the vocals and also the saxophone, as well as to Constantin for their work on the lyrics. It was top notch. But this is effectively my review of this track from an act named Constantin with Emma and Vladimir, titled Black and Blue, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either hell more than ever thought of crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.